and then the exit was just a straight shot down, which is okay, right? We went in at, oops, I don't have it open. 1 second. We went in at 71, 71, I think in 290, yeah, 71.29. Our stop was at 71, 17, and the price just ended up, plummeting straight down, well below our stop. So that was a loss. Now the other one that we had here. Okay, so we should be good to go now. We had on the 15th the USD yen setup right there. Okay, kind of blow it up a little bit. So that was our entry point, take profit, and our final target. Now this one was the one that ended up, we did get in, we got our T1, and we got a trail stop that was triggered. So that was all said and done right there in the session. So a winner. And now we had two setups on ADA and on ZEC for crypto. So let's go ahead and check those out right now. So first we'll go with ZEC. All right. How's that? ZEC. All right. So the ZEC was also on the 4 hour. So let's go to the 4 hour and 21 minute. All right. Let's take a look here and see where the trade got triggered, or if it did get triggered. So we were looking at this on the 15th. So right here. Now we were looking to short this at 24.69. Let's see that it triggered here. Usually it gives me a little arrow, but it's not doing it right now. So let's take a look and see. All right, so here's the 15th. Okay, there's a good chance that it went on this pull up over here. Okay, so we're looking at the 15th. It was around here that we saw it first on this big drop, right? Yep, that's the one we saw. We did have an entry at 24.69. Wait, that's why I'm like, this is not making sense. This is Zcash, not. I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry about that, folks. So Zcash, our sell limit was at 151.1. So 151.1 was right here, the sell limit. Okay. So right there, and 151.1 was the entry point. Looks like it did get triggered. Okay. Our T1 was at 149.5. So right there. Okay. So let's go ahead and replay this back a little bit just to kind of have an idea of exactly what happened. Maybe a new UFO formed up here. And we could have moved our stop. Let me just double check this. There we are. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this a purple line. So that's our exit. Our entry. This red one's gonna be our stop. Right, our stop is at 152.5. 152.5. So just above this here. This UFO. One minute. I'm sorry, 152.7. That's why I'm like, this is not making sense. 152.7 is where our stop was. Okay. So 152.7. 152.7 was was our stop. That's really interesting. I'm looking at my setup here, and over here it says that this UFO is up to 152.5 from 151.1. And yet over here, when we do the replay, it's 150.23 to 158, 152.85. All right, something to look into, I guess. So let's go ahead and shift forward. There's our fill. Of course, our T1 was at, as we said, 149.5. So 149. Yeah, something's 151.01 was there. Okay, that makes sense now. 149.5 is right around here. So we got our T1 almost, right away, the same candle. Okay, and then that's it. Obviously, a giant move up. So that was a break-even trade, easy to say. So we're gonna mark this as break-even. Let me just do that here. There's that. That's our entry. That's our T1. T1. And then a stop for break even. All right, so that's a break even trade. What we're going to do is just take a screenshot and book it. All right. So for trades, we're going to put this on 2021, 12/15, and this is the ZEC USDT 4-hour setup. Exit. All right. So that one's done. Now let's take a look at ADA. All right, let's take a look at ADA. Looking fairly strong today. Good to hear. Full disclosure, I am long Cardano, have been since for a while now. Let's just see here. So on the 15th, we look to get in on Cardano short, I believe. And I said the same thing last time as well. As I am long term. However, in the short term, it's telling us to go short. So what do? We go short. Okay, let's do a market replay on this one. So we looked at it on same thing as here on the 15th of December. Where's that? Drop around here. I mean, this is looking like it probably stopped out, but let's just double check. So our UFO is right here, 2469. So that was our entry, 2469 was our limit entry. So we're gonna do actually I'm just gonna take this horizontal, put it here, make it purple to keep it consistent. Stop was above here, and T1 was at 2261. Pretty sure this ended up stopping out, but just want to double check it. Sometimes you don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and go next. Okay, all right, now, okay, actually, yeah, so this got filled. As you see, it got filled, went a little in the red, went all the way down to T1. So, and then I'm sure it stopped out. Yeah, exactly. So this one is very close to calm, right? Because you saw that it the body of it was all the way down. Now this, what was the low? So our T1 was 2261. The low on this was 2281. Right? Yeah, the low was 2281. Okay, so yeah, we can book this one as a loss because it's 2261 was our exit, and it never came to T1. So as you see, it popped the entry, didn't stop out, and then ended up going all the way down to here to 2282, which was a low, 2281 rather. So it came close to our T1, but didn't quite fill it. And then on this giant wick and move up, it ended up taking it out. So we're going to book this one as a loss. All right. That's our entry. That's our exit. Stop. Fit. Okay. Go ahead and screenshot that. $20.21, $12.15, 88 USDT, 4 hour exit. Okay. That was the Aussie. Oh, the dollar yen. We had a 4-hour setup. We already discussed it. This one we already discussed last time. Same with this one. Okay, looks like we're all caught up. Let's look for some new opportunities. What do you guys say? Let me just double check that everything is working good still on my end here. Yep, looks like we're all good. Hey, okay, Sasra, yeah, I'll take a look at that one USDT. I'll take a look at that next. Since now we're looking for opportunities, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got in front of us. All right, let's take a look. We had a request, so let's take a look at Harmony Tether, Harmony USDT. Okay, looks like it's climbing on up. I'm not gonna check the daily because it's probably unconfirmed. Yeah. So 4 hours. We're looking at the 4 hour. Okay, so 4 hour and 21 minutes. So right here, this is the 11th candle up, 11th 4 hour candle up out of typically 5. So this is past the point where I would typically go in on. Okay, that's just me. That's my trading style, so to speak. So I wouldn't go in on this. This is, twice past the point of typically this instrument going up. Now let's take a look at the hourly with the 8 minute to see if we can find there. Okay, there we go. So this is now on the current first one. So it's the first one out of typically 6. So we got plenty of time to catch up on it. So let's go ahead and analyze what our entries are. How do we do them? What do we do here with the whole setup? Excuse me. All right. We have a couple of things that we look at. The first thing is down here. We look at the auto climate. The auto climate, you can think of it as a kind of like a trend, but it's giving you a little bit more information than just a trend, such as when is the anticipated ending of that movement. How do we know that? Well, we look at the standard deviation up and standard deviation down. So how many times does this market typically move for in this instrument of candles, which is the hourly, up for, and how many does it move down for? So typically it goes up for 6, down for 6, which is interesting, right? So it's a pretty, even trend. That's the mean, right? That's how many goes down for. That's how many goes up for. So it's kind of like this, right? we're looking to see if we're not late to the party, or if we're not, not in the party, meaning we have an unconfirmed climate, right? So when we have an unconfirmed climate, when these dots are thin, we don't go in. When they're thick, we look to enter as long as it makes sense, right? So that's why, um, on a different platform, when you look at this will say sensible long or sensible short. Right now, it would say, sensible long. So the next thing that we look at is this, blue line that you see here, which is the 9 moving average, the 9 exponential moving average, which is a little more sensitive to movement. And that one has a value of 25,692. All right, so the moving average is at 25,692. Current price is at 26,208. So if price, let's say, were to drop down to the moving average at around here at 25, 700, do we think that the moving average, which is already here, would fall down a little bit further? Right? I would say yes, definitely would. Um, where could these two potentially meet is maybe around here somewhere. Okay, so maybe like here somewhere. And the reason why I say that maybe here somewhere is because, of course, you can't predict price movement, right? If you could, please give me a call. Let me know what you think everything is going to move, so we can make some money together. Um, but all jokes aside, right? If price just decides to tank like this, then the moving average is going to tank with it, right? But if price does something like this, right? Okay, so what is going to happen with the moving average? Well, the moving average is here, so it's going to react off of it. It's going to come closer to it, right? And then they could meet here, for example, right? It all depends on how price moves. That's going to affect, the moving average as a number. And what we are anticipating is combining those couple of statistical elements into something that would increase our odds. So in this scenario, we're looking for this moving average to meet with a UFO on this other chart, on the 8-minute chart. So if we see them meet somewhere in a UFO, then we're good to go. Then we get in and we put our entry here, the stop right below the UFO. T1 goes as a 1-to-1, and then T2 would be whatever opposing UFO is on this larger time frame. So up here. So for example, if we were taking this trade, it would look something like this. Stop down here. T1 would be probably around here somewhere, and T2 would be, it's not even on the screen. It'll be way up there at 29,625. All right, now if you want to, let's say if you're already in this trade, then I would say you have clear sailing all the way up to here, 29,695. That's where I would choose to take some off if you haven't already taken your 1-to-1. So that's what I would do if I was in this already. This looks like it's moving pretty nicely. Bitcoin came up from being negative 1% to almost, almost positive right now. As you see, 48,812. It dropped off a little bit from 49,000. So that was the high there in December at night. 49, 599. It dropped, from there quite a few times, and it seems like it's, kind of doing a couple of bearish things here. But right now it's pushing back up. All right, that's that for one. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other cryptocurrencies. So looks like XRP is back to the 90s and holding. Same thing, they're all kind of pushing up. If you look at it though, in reality, more or less, almost all of them resemble pretty closely what Bitcoin is doing. Um, some might have some over exaggerated moves up or down, and some may have additional sell-offs that maybe Bitcoin doesn't have. But if you look at the net percentages, right, it's going to give you a different picture. As you see, they're all a little bit green. Some are a little bit more than others, right? So when we start looking at 10% and up, right, and then what's this, a 23% near? Okay, is it making all-time highs? No. Interesting. But look at that wick. Holy cow. Look at this, right? Currently trading at 11, has gone as far high as 1755, and then it looks like there was a rug pull and it closed at 9.8. Not unheard of in crypto. All right, not unheard of in crypto. Same thing looks like here in Ocean. Giant pump up to 119.58 and a close at 94. Right, and now currently kind of doing the same thing that Bitcoin did. So we may see, there we go, Bitcoin did turn green for the day a little bit now. Ethereum looking to follow suit and get back over 4,000, which is that critical number for it. Let's take a look and see if we have anything to trade with them now. So looking on Ethereum, the 4-hour unconfirmed, the hourly, interestingly enough, it's confirmed down. 6 out of typically 6, so we're not going to trade it. And even if we wanted to, there's no UFOs nearby, so nothing to do there. Okay, XRP. Okay, unconfirmed. What's that? Okay, yeah, there it is. So 4 hours, overextended on the 4-hour. But looking to be pushing higher and higher now. Obviously, we all slumped pretty excessively here in the beginning of the month, right? XRP went down to the 60s, if I'm not 57, yeah. Now, though, we're looking overextended, so nothing to do there as well on the 4-hour. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly is also unconfirmed. Okay, also unconfirmed. All right, Axis. All right, confirmed down, but already trading above the moving average, so nothing to do there. The 4-hour overextended. All right, I think we're looked at crypto enough. Let's take a look at some Forex. Let's start with the daily. All right, first confirmed up on the day. So let's take a look and see if there's anything we could potentially do. So 113,857, nearest UFO 113,774. That's actually looking fairly good to get in on. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to be buying the 113,774. Just going to round that up to 77. The stop is going to be below 113,499. I'm going to round that down to 49. 28 pips, risking 150. And we're going to make it good for a month. Go ahead and buy that. There it is. Okay. Same thing again. Buying the 113,770. Stop loss remains the same at 113.49. Final target though is going to be 114,484. Okay, and there it is, already set up and placed. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm sorry, 1 second, please. We're all good now. Sorry about that. Okay, last thing before we forget, let's go ahead and take a screenshot of this. So 2021, 12/22, USD, JPY, and this is the daily setup. Okay. Take a look at the Swiss franc. Nothing on the daily. First confirmation on the 4-hour. Pushing up a little bit. All right, moving average at 92,302. Okay, that's gonna fall within this here. Let me just double check something. I always kind of have this handy just because I normally want to be exact and very, extremely precise. So, basically when we're looking to short this, right, what we do is we round it down for entry, we round it up for stops, and we add 7 pips because a lot of times there's a bit of a spread between different brokers, and you want to give it as much room to develop as you can. So if I were to go in at this, so we'll be looking to sell the 92301. Okay. We round this down, so we'll put 923. Okay. Take profits. Our stop loss would be 0.92365. Okay. We round this up, so we put this at 7 again. Okay, and we add another 7 pips, so we're looking at 44. Is that going to be 92.44 is within this UFO? That's what I thought. So that's why I'm gonna go 92492. Okay, so we round it up. That's 50, and add 7 pips. That's 57. All right, so 27 pips both ways, $150. So again, looking to short it at 92,300 even. T1 is 1-to-1, and we'll just set this also for a month. All right, and there we go. That's the sell stop and the T1. Now for T2, T2 is actually going to be right here, right below it. Not the best of setups. 1, 2, 3, and this will be 0.92224, and we're just gonna, no, I'm sorry, it's 91984. We're looking at this UFO here, 91984. That's that opposing UFO. So 91984, and we're still, we're gonna just round this up to 84 and add 2 pips. So this will be 200. Okay, so it's not really the greatest of trades, but anything that's more than 1-to-1 is still takeable. And that's that. Now, if you find, let's say plenty of these other opportunities, and some of them are 1 to 1, some of them are 3 to 1, some of them 5 to 1s, right? Then you can just choose which ones you want to take. Okay. Oh, before we forget though, we set up the trade, but we forgot to take a screenshot. All right. So this is 2021, 12/22. We're looking at USDCHF, and this is the 4-hour setup. Okay. Let's look at the British pound. Actually, I haven't looked at it. Haven't had a chance to look at it just yet, but I want to see how things ended up with the GDP. Okay, so those are Great Britain today, though. Where did they go? Here we go. GDP. Ooh, a little bit less than expected. So consensus was 1.3. They they got 1.1. Yep. Okay. Bit of mixed news there, but okay. Our GDP here, 2.3, beat it by 0.2 percentage points. So that might move markets a little bit. We're going to see. Not much has changed. The market's been open for half an hour. So not a whole lot changing there. Okay. Back to looking at what's going on overall here. So GBP, we have two. Let's start from the daily actually. Always like starting from the highest time frame just because those moves are typically seen as, you know, bigger funds and bigger, deeper pockets typically trade these as opposed to people just starting up. So this is looking like one confirmed climb at 32,685, 32,685. 32,685 is well down here. Mm-hmm. So a potential trade would be down here, 32,566. Let's go ahead and set it up. Mainly because it's on a daily time frame, this could take some time to do, and I'm sorry, it could take some time to fill, or it might never fill. We don't really know. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did earlier, which is for buying. So we're gonna round it up. So this will be 7. We're gonna add 2 pips, which is 9. Take profit and stop loss will be below, so 1.32404. We're going to round this down to 40, and we're going to take away 5 pips, so 35, 24 pips, 24, 150. Okay, good for a month. Go ahead and buy that. Same thing again, 1.33259 is the entry. Now the take profit here is going to be 1.33. Is that? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, 1.33426. All right. Same thing for this. Time frame. We just we rounded down, so 42, and we take away 2 pips, so this will be 40. All right, and that's our setup right there. All right, let's go ahead and screenshot that as well. So 2021, 12/22. This is GBP USD. This is the daily setup, and that's that. Now, if there are any questions or any comments, please, let me know. We're at the top of the hour now. Um, if there aren't any, we're going to go ahead and close the session. If you have any requests or comments, you know, um, let me know now. And if not, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to those who celebrated. Um, and we'll be closing off. I think this is the final session for Forex for the year, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just take a look at the calendar real quick. I know there's a bit of a delay, so I'll just wait a few more minutes before closing out the session. And then we'll go from there. Okay. Alrighty, folks. So I will catch you next time. Take it easy. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the year. And I believe I have only one more future session, so I will catch you on the future session. Take care. Bye bye.